The Caesar Cipher, used by emperors and generals to encrypt their messages. Before we dive into encrypting and decrypting messages, let's establish our foundation, the alphabet. The one you see here is the standard English alphabet, consisting of 26 letters from A to Z. In modern encryption we use bytes, but the Caesar Cipher is an ancient encryption where they only use the alphabet. Given that the Caesar Cipher is a substitution cipher, we could use any chart set we want. But let's stick with the standard English alphabet for simplicity. In the Caesar Cipher, each of these letters are shifted a certain amount of places to transform plain text into an encoded message. Let me show that more visually. We have our standard alphabet at the top and a duplicate right below it. The top row represents the letters in the plain text, and the bottom row the encrypted translation for each one of them. This is the key. It represents the number of positions each letter will shift to create our encrypted message. Now, watch as I increase the key value. With each increment, our top alphabet slides one position to the right. Notice how the letter C in our top row now aligns with the letter D below it. If we set the key as number 2, we shift the alphabet one more position. Then the letter C will be E. Let's increase the key up to 4. Now our key is 4. Let's encrypt some characters with that key. For example, A will be E, I will be M, G will be K. But what will be W? Well, it simply cycles back to the beginning. In this case, we need to use the beginning of the alphabet again. So W will be A, X will be B, Y will be C, and Z will be D. Now let's encrypt the full word. Subscribe. We always look at the top row to encrypt our message. S in the top row will be W, U will be Y. And we can continue encrypting our full message as you can see below. How can we decrypt the message? We will do the same process, but this time we will focus on the bottom row. So starting with this encrypted word, we want to get the plain text. If we start with the first letter, P, we see that this letter is L in plain text. Then we go to the next one, M, that is I. The next one is O, that is K. And the last one, I, is E. We can also calculate the encryption in a more mathematical and probably easier way. We have our alphabet again, but this time we have the position of the alphabet for each letter. For example, A is the first letter in the alphabet, B is the second letter, and so on. So, imagine that you want to encrypt the word Caesar with key 8. Then, all we need to do is simply start letter by letter, getting the position in the alphabet, adding the key, and getting the encrypted letter again. For example, C is the third letter. We add our key 8, and that will be 11. So then the encrypted letter will be K. Again, A is letter number 1. We add 8, that will be 9, and that is I. E is letter number 5. We add 8, that is 13, and that means that is M. S is letter number 19. We add 8, that will be 27. Wait, what if the number is greater than 26? Then we simply subtract 26 to the number. So 27 minus 26 is 1, and that is letter A. The next letter to decrypt is A, that we already decrypted it. It was I. And finally R is letter number 18, plus 8, that will be 26. So it's Z. Now we have our full word encrypted. Easy, right? To decrypt the word, we only need to do the same process, but this time we substitute the key to the encrypted character instead of adding it. So key is number 11. We substitute the key, that is 8, and that gives us 3. And 3 is the third letter of the alphabet, that is C. Next we have I, that is 9, minus 8, it's 1, that is A. I think you understand the process, right? So, is it safe to use Caesar Cipher? Well, not really. The limited key space makes the Caesar Cipher extremely vulnerable to brute force attacks. A brute force attack is a straightforward strategy to break a cipher where an attacker systematically checks all possible keys until the correct key is found. Given that there are only 25 possible keys with the English alphabet, an attacker can easily decrypt the message by trying each possible shift and reading the output. This process can be performed very quickly even without the use of sophisticated computational tools. Also, each language has certain frequency distribution of letters. An attacker can analyze the frequency of the letters in the ciphertext and match these letters to the expected frequencies in the language of the plaintext. This method can quickly reveal the shift used in the cipher. For example, in English, E is the most common letter. In the example, we see that L is the more used letter in the encrypted message. So if we assume that the encrypted message is an English message, we can guess that L is equivalent to E. Then, if letter L is the letter number 12 in the alphabet and E is the number 5, we can quickly extract the encryption key by subtracting 12 minus 5, which is 7. Given its vulnerabilities, the Caesar cipher is easily breakable and therefore not suitable for any secure communication. It's more of a historical interest or used as a simple introduction to the concept of encryption rather than a practical security measure. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give a like if it was interesting for you, and subscribe if you want more videos about classic or modern cryptography and cybersecurity in general.